Okay, we're about 30 seconds.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Okay, guys, tear him up.
In 1986, the dream shared by two individuals was turned into reality in Miami Beach. The New World Symphony brings together talented musicians from all over the United States and the world. Together in this remarkable program, they study and tour and make professional bonds that will last a lifetime.
The New World Symphony is really a musical academy. It's a place where young musicians can find and invent themselves. How did the New World Symphony start? For years in interviews, I would mention that it was such a pity that we didn't have in the United States national orchestras, resources of young people.
I met Michael Vincent Thomas, gave him my idea. And Mike says, you know something, I've been looking for this sort of thing more or less for the last 10 years.
I said, look, but I don't know whether you really completely understand what this means.
I need people to help me out, sponsors, financial support.
To put together an orchestra like this, it means we're going to have to recruit these people, we're going to have to bring them all to Miami. We're going to have to house them, we're going to have to, you know, support their lives.
Well, I said, you got it.
There are going to be costs of, you know, coaches and instruments.
I said, well, you got it all.
I said, but you'd have to be like the Tsar of Russia in order to do something like that. And he said, well, he said, I'm pretty close. 6 months later, we had gotten a wonderful group of teachers and educators together and found students, and the kids were like 5 of them in one hotel and another 15 here, and it was all very, very loose. What I now call the kind of, you know, Judy Garland, Mickey Rooney years of the orchestra. Hey, I've got some music, you know, hey, I've got a flashlight, let's give a concert.
On February 4th, 1988, after only a brief rehearsal period, the New World Symphony made its debut. The reviews were ecstatic.
The New World Symphony making a stellar debut last night. Conductor Michael Tilson Thomas getting rave reviews.
And when they started playing, they were absolutely incredible. And I started crying, and Lynn started crying.
It was extraordinarily beautiful. They played like angels.
After the success of their first concert, the New World Symphony quickly grew to include an impressive roster of visiting coaches, soloists, conductors, and educators who were anxious to help emerging young players find their own musical voices. From international tours to recordings to special commissions, the program expanded to offer the fellows an opportunity to realize their leadership potential as they seek to embark on their professional careers.
Everybody was amazed to hear this fledgling orchestra starting out. It's been this steady growth process.
Once the program was up and running, suitable living quarters had to be found. The Plymouth Hotel, a classic Art Deco building, became a residence for New World Symphony Fellows.
In a short time, we realized we had to have some kind of more permanent space where we could have real practice rooms, because the musicians were driving one another crazy, you know, practicing in the same place where they lived.
We started looking for a theater. We found the Lincoln Theater that was empty for God knows how many years.
The smell in that theater was so horrible. One could barely be in there for a second.
You had to tear down the floors, tear down the seats, change the wiring, change the air conditioning. And we made it into a jewel of a theater.
Since the completion of the Lincoln Theater renovation, the New World Symphony has become a beacon for top graduates of distinguished music programs, both here and abroad.
Here, many young musicians kind of grow into themselves. They have a chance to really evaluate and discover what their own commitment to music is, what kind of music they want to really make, and what they really need to do to position themselves so they have the maximum competitive edge. The orchestra auditions annually many hundreds, sometimes 1,000 people who come to take what is usually about 35 positions. People are in the orchestra for about 3 years generally. So they're always 1/3 that's graduating as a new group is coming in.
It's the best opportunity for getting an on-the-job experience. Practice at performing. You can practice in your practice room as much as you want, but I mean, it's when you're on the stage, when you're on the line.
For the New World Symphony members, training in the player's art is not enough. They must also learn the art of communicating with the audience.
A four-voice harmony of soprano, alto, tenor, and bass.
One of the things we classical musicians worry about is whether our music is getting too highfalutin and too far away from the people.
Audience outreach brings the New World Symphony musicians into the community as mentors. Training the fellows to be active and responsible professionals in the community is an important part of the organization's mission. Outreach isn't restricted to schools. Concerts are simulcast on large video screens in front of the Lincoln Theater so that an even greater audience can be reached. The dream born in Miami Beach in 1986 can be seen and most especially heard everywhere. The New World Symphony's alumni hold seats in prominent orchestras all over the world. As the New World Symphony looks to the future, it continues to develop and to expand models for tomorrow's leadership in classical music. The New World Symphony, America's Orchestral Academy.